Hey guys, welcome back to Melissa's Liquid Playing World. I'm gonna explain the importance of shoot to disable. Starfleet Academy explains this, so here we go.
Welcome to the Starfleet Training Simulator. Our system is currently configured to train command crew of Aegis-class starships. Here you may learn about the roles and responsibilities of each officer on the bridge, and how to operate all of the controls of their command stations. Feel free to experiment and get comfortable with the ship here in the simulator before moving on to the real thing.
Okay, so now we're in a safe space now. We're in the basically a simulator that simulates the Aegis, but doesn't do any real damage to her. So we're going to take the tactical over.
As the tactical officer, you are in charge of the ship's weapons, defenses, and scanners. In combat situations, you must coordinate with the rest of the bridge crew to protect the ship and deal with any threats to it. But you also have a crucial role in non-combat situations. It is the tactical officer's responsibility to
listen to Admiral Stillwater here.
Objects in the environment to reveal vital information about them.
Now that's Captain, probably now Admiral Stillwater, known by the voice. So I'm gonna see if I can get to weapons. Now he has a warning about the torpedoes. Let's see what Admiral Stillwater says about them.
Photon torpedoes are a devastating weapon. They can automatically track a moving target and deliver heavy damage on impact. Photon torpedoes are a devastating weapon. They can automatically track a moving target and deliver heavy damage on impact. However, before you can fire them, you must first give the order to arm them. Arm your torpedoes now. Each torpedo tube takes time to load. Your supply of torpedoes for any mission is limited, so use them wisely. Target the nearby ship and fire torpedoes at it.
So even he says there's a danger to them. And photonic means photonic, as Admiral Stillwater said there. And because watch how heavy these hit. Here's the port side. Port launcher. And watch how much damage. See that? Shield strength 78. Here's starboard. Here's the starboard launcher. And watch the integrity. See how it's a massive drop to the hostiles' shields. Here we go with another port. If it'll let me. Starboard's loading. Watch the shields. $26. And the starboard launcher. And these hit hard. 4. See that? Straight from 28 to 4. Now, this is going to be the devastation shot. And they're going to lose their shields. Right there. Now I'm going to let them both port and starboard load. And I'm going to do a full diagnostic here. Because he's going to tell me something about the phasers once I get to phaser mode here. Watch what happens when they're both shot. This is going to be heavy. Dead. See what I mean, everybody? And now here's where Stillwater will warn about the phasers and how to properly shoot.
Phasers are a versatile energy weapon. They continually charge over time, and when fully charged, your phaser banks hold enough energy to fire multiple shots at your target. Phaser banks automatically track your target, but only if it is within the indicated firing arc and within the current range of your weapons. The effective range and damage of your phasers is controlled by the amount of energy the chief engineer allocates to them. Target the nearby ship and fire phasers at it.
Now he wants me to do the standard beam. Which is that. This is the devastating beam. See how heavy phasers hit? Even the Nadion beam hits hard. See that? 12. From 20 to 12, just like that. 4. And now I think he says something about shoot to disable. So let me see if he warns about shoot to disable. There it is, right there, targeting.
Phasers can be used to precisely target weak spots of another vessel. To use this ability, you must first scan the desired subsystem of a target, such as its weapons or engines. Once scanned, you must then select that system. As long as a scanned system is selected, phasers will auto-target that system's weak points. To hit a subsystem, the target's shields must be down or inactive. Second, your ship must be correctly facing the targeted point. If the target's shields are raised, or you are attacking from the wrong angle, firing in subsystem targeting mode will do minimal damage. When dealing with other ships, targeting individual systems is a good way to disable them or neutralize a threat without outright destroying the ship. This dealing with other ships. Targeting individual systems is a good way to disable them or neutralize a threat without outright destroying the ship. This may sometimes be necessary to accomplish your mission objectives. Target the nearby ship and scan its weapon systems.
See, even he warns about shoot to disable.
Now select the ship's weapon systems to lock on to their weak points. Your phasers are now in subsystem targeting mode. Fire them for a precision attack. Until the target's shields are down, you will not be able to hit the targeted system.
So we gotta get their shields down. And even he says you can weaken a vessel without destroying the ship. He even warns that you have to try to disable, but if you have to, there is a point where you have to kill them. But not all the time. One more should put their shields to 0. Okay, so I'm gonna do standard phaser to break their shield generator, and now I'm gonna hit their weapons, their own phaser banks.
Very good. You have damaged the targeted system.
See how weaker their weapons are getting? 40. Zero. And by that point, you wait and watch to see what they do. If it says disengaging, like somewhere up here where it says they're engaging or whatever, but if it turns to disengaging, Helm needs to back off, which means full reverse on Helm's part. And if you hear her, the girl that normally sits next to the captain, if you hear Nyota say, "Hostile ship is fleeing," let them go. That's the Starfleet's way. I will provide research on this in this video. However, if a ship if it's escaping, you would target their engines and scan. And do the same thing with the phasers, but I'm not gonna strand them. I'm gonna let their engines stay so they can warp out. You want to spare engines so they can escape, so they can warp out of there. And now we're gonna go back to. Now I want to teach something about engineering.
As chief engineer, you support all other members of the bridge crew by keeping the Aegis operating in top condition. You monitor vital status information about the ship's systems, allocate power needed for maneuvering and combat, and manage the ship's power grid to compensate for damage or boost its capabilities. You also manage the ship's repair teams and keep an eye on how visible the Aegis is to other ships in the area.
Which means putting power to 4,000 only. And the torpedoes are active, so we're spottable. So let's go to where routing is.
It's possible to increase the power to one or more systems beyond normal safe operating limits by rerouting the ship's power grid. Switch to rerouting mode now. Try diverting extra power to shields by dragging an adjacent power node over to it. You have increased maximum shield strength by drawing some power from other systems. This situation is risky, though. The extra power flowing through those conduits could cause internal damage. This situation is risky, though. The extra power flowing through those conduits could cause internal damage. When you use the rerouting system, you must keep an eye on the power grid and be ready to make changes as needed.
See, even he warns that you have to be careful with this routing grid. And here's what I've learned. I have learned to take 2 from the shield generator, 1 from engines, another from engines, the top node, thrusters, 2 phasers, phasers to thrusters. See how much stabler that is? And it gives Helm over there 3750 power. And if he needs, give 1 more. And it's 5 to 6,000. And I'm gonna wait and watch this. See how the ship is comfortable, the Aegis isn't screaming for relief. This is balance pattern gamma, something I've learned. And it's very important. And when it comes to fighting, you would put the rods back. And you would put it all to weapons and shields. However, don't compromise Helm. Give him 2,000. And still do 2 for engines, but give the highest point to shields and phasers. So now you're able to shoot. Now this you don't want to hold for very long, because watch. If I give 1 more, this ship will strain. See that yellow? Starting to strain. Take it out.
Warning, exceeding ship tolerance.
When you hear this, release. And give 5 seconds for the Aegis to recover. You'll know that by these orange lines going down rather than up. See how the orange lines are shrinking? That means she's stabilizing. Give at least 5 to 10 seconds for her to calm down. If there is time. But if there's no time, pipe for an escape route. If it's impulse, jump out of there. If it's warp, quickly charge the coils and get out of there. There's no need to mindlessly kill everybody. And there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this training and to shoot to disable, and I hope it trains you guys as well. And this is a Group Line World, aka Commander Stargirl 1000. And I will see you guys later. Live long and prosper.